I am Saint Vicious from Team Curse, and I'm going to do the patch breakdown for the mid-August, which is the Rengar patch. But Rengar is actually not on this patch yet. I think he comes out in like a week, because I'm pretty sure he's too broken. Because I was watching on the PvE, and you could just like jump out of the bushes and like one-shot people, which sounds pretty balanced. One of the big changes is they reworked Garen. And to be honest, like the rework is all just like... it's not really buffing or nerfing him. It's just kind of like making him more fluid to play. And it's also giving him the ability to jungle. I tried him out top lane. I tried him out jungling. I think he's better top lane because Garen needs to snowball his lane and actually get some farm. But jungling actually works really good with him, where you get 1 point in Q and like max E. And you basically just get a buff, and like a red buff, and then run around the enemy jungle and just kill their jungler all the day. Actually works really good, and you can clear camps really well with his E. They nerfed some of his base stats, but increases AD per level. Like, so all this stat general stuff isn't really important. Like, that doesn't really mean anything. And they nerfed his perseverance, like the delay on it, but they made it to where it doesn't like getting hit by a minion won't turn it off. So that's actually really good. Like, that's all quality of life stuff. It's really annoying to be like, oh my god, I almost got my buff, and then like a little minion, caster minion comes up and like nails you in the face. So that actually really helps his landing out a lot. Decisive Strike cooldown got changed to 8 from 12 seconds, so it's better for if you only have 1 point in it. It makes it a better 1 point wonder. And also the movement speed's 35% at all levels as well, but it lasts a lot shorter. So it's still good to level the second, but it's a lot better at level 1 than it was before, I think. And they also made it to where the silence duration is reduced at level 1 as well. But it's a second off the silence, which is kind of annoying. But I think it's better to have lower cooldown than duration, because you can land 2 of them if you have a little bit of CDR, like blue buff. And let's see here. What else did they change? They changed Courage. It was actually a buff slash nerf, because it's 20% rather than 25. So in order to get what you had before, I think it's like 125 armor magic or something like that. So early game, you won't see Garen running around with like god awful amount of armor magic resist. But late game, if you get maybe like a GA or something, or like a Randuin's and Fawn, he'll just be this unkillable piece of shit, and it'll be really annoying. And one thing I like is they put the damage reduction, the crowd control reduction on the W instead of the E. That actually helps out a lot, because you can just go running down after somebody with your Q on, and then you will not get CC'd at all. And they also made it to where the duration is longer. It's 6 seconds instead of 3. So now you have 6 seconds where you have 30% damage reduction and 30% crowd control reduction. So late game Garen is just pretty much this unkillable piece of shit, and he's so annoying. He's so annoying. What else did they change? They changed Judgment to scale off your total AD instead of bonus attack damage. So that makes it to where if you build him tanky a little bit better, because a lot of Garens before you'd have to build some DPS items for E to do anything. So if you maybe get like a little bit of tank items at the start, it's not bad. And then they also made it to where his E does 25% more damage to minions, which is a really big buff, actually, because it allows them to jungle. Like, actually, it was clearing the jungle pretty fast, maxing E. And I just ran double GB 10. I ran, like, Avarice Blade and Hog. What else did they do? Oh, yeah, and E now has ignore unit collision and all that, but you get slowed down through minions. That's really whatever. And then the Demacian Justice cooldown change, that's, like, whatever. Like, oh, my God, 20 seconds, who cares? Because it's not even that good of an ultimate anyways. Jason Gangplank got some little like tweaks, and then nothing really important. Yeah, Katarina got a real big change. From what everybody tells me is she's weaker in lane, but she has a stronger late game and team fight. I'm not really going to go through abilities, but the biggest change was like the W, which is like the Sinister Steel thing. This is what makes her better in team fights. Is because she has an extra nuke. Like, she's not just, oh, I have throw my little dagger in Champo, and now I can't do anything if my ultimate gets interrupted. She's better, like, old Cat wouldn't do anything if her ultimate got interrupted. Now, new Cat can do a little bit more, and that's what kind of makes her better for late game, and better for team fighting. But they nerfed Bouncing Blade. It's a little bit weaker, and it doesn't do full damage because you don't have... I can't remember the name of it, but whatever the W is, where it does full damage per bounces. So the nerf on Bouncing Blades is what makes her weaker early game. That's all I'm really going to go over for Cat. Most people say, like, Tien Senokuma is a really well-known Katarina player. He says that he doesn't really like the new Cat compared to the old Cat. The Righteous Fury change on Kale, it's whatever. Who the fuck builds AP on Kale anyways? This is like bug fixes a Pantheon. Dragon Descent, bug fix, that's whatever. Teemo's Toxic Shot makes AP a little bit more viable on Teemo, but I don't really think Teemo's viable anyways. Varus just got like some little tweaks, nothing really important. Zyra got some nerfs or whatever down the board. I don't really think. I think after the hot fix, she was actually okay, but I think after this big string of nerfs, I think she's just gonna be like, she's just gonna be an okay AP carry. Like she's not gonna be, like, oh my god, OP if you get her. I mean, the movement speed change is pretty big. 10 is actually a pretty big drop. And the plant damage change and multiple things are attacking targets. Those are big nerfs. And the cast range on Stranglethorns, which is like 100 off her stun range, her ultimate range, which is pretty huge. And yep, that's all the changes. It was actually a pretty disappointing patch. There wasn't really much on it. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that happened. Like, you're like, oh my god, this is so much funner. Like, Garen's pretty much the only thing I can jungle him now, Whoopee. But yeah, that's my opinions on the patch notes, and I'll make another one of these in probably like a week, because it's a little bit late on this. And thanks for watching.